Hello students, welcome back to the online platform of Hebron. Today we are going to discuss the second chapter, that is linear correlation. Now what is correlation? If there are simultaneous changes in the value of two variables due to direct or indirect cause effect, then it is called the correlation. I repeat, if there are simultaneous changes in the value of two variables due to direct or indirect cause effect, then it is called the correlation. Now friend, what is cause effect? Suppose the number of vehicles sales in a market are more than the previous year. So we know whether because of the sale of vehicle, the pollution will increase. So effect is the increase in a pollution, and for that the reason is the number of selling the vehicles. So the number of vehicles is a cause and the pollution increases is a effect. Now correlation has two types, the positive correlation and the negative correlation. When the changes in the value of two variables, when the changes in the value of two correlated variables are in the same direction, then it is called the positive correlation. I repeat, if there are the changes of value of variables, that is must be correlated, are in a same direction, then it is called the positive correlation. On the other side, if the changes in a two correlated variables has a opposite direction, then only it is called the negative correlation. The positive correlation also bifurcated into two parts, that is perfect positive correlation and partial positive correlation. Same as the negative correlation also can be bifurcated into two parts, that is perfect negative correlation and partial negative correlation. Now what all this? Let's understand with the help of a diagram. So here is an example. A table shows the taxable income after deduction in lakhs and income tax also in lakhs. Friends, we know that the taxable income and the relation of income tax are direct. So when the income increases, the income tax also increases. So it has the direct relation. Instead, in the expense and savings, there is the inverse relation. So let's plot all these values into the graph. So the taxable income is plotted on the x-axis and income tax is represented on the y-axis. So x-axis is nothing but the taxable income. So it is the taxable income that we denoted on x-axis. The income tax, okay, that is denoted on the y-axis. So the income tax that will be denoted on the y-axis. Now we know the first value is always denoted on the x-axis and the second value is of y. So 20 on the x-axis and 2 on the y-axis. So 20 and 2, we will denote it at point here. Now 40 and 4, so here is a 40 and 4, that will be here. The third one, 60 and 6. 60 and 6, The fourth one, 80 and 8. 80 on x-axis, 8 on y-axis. And finally, 110. So it will be coded here. Now friend, when we join all these points, we get a straight line from left to right upward. So when all the points on a scatter diagram lie on one line from left to right upward, there is, we call the perfect positive correlation. I repeat, when all the points lies on one line, we can see that all the points are on single line. Then they are left to right upward, then we can say that there is a relation of perfect positive correlation. Now let's come to the second table. The first column shows the monthly expense that we represented on the x-axis, and the second column shows the savings we denoted on the y-axis. Friends, we know the relation between expense and savings are inverse. When the expense increases, the saving decreases. When the expense decreases, the savings increases. So let's denote all this value into the graph. So the first value will be on x-axis and the second value on the y-axis. So 15 and 5, 15 between 14 and 16, and 5 between 4 and 6. So we represent this value here. Second one, 18 and 2, 18 on the x-axis and 2 on the y-axis. The third one, 8 and 12, 8 and 12 here. The fourth one, 10 and 10, 10 and 10 here. And finally 12 and 8, 12 on the x-axis and 8 on the y-axis. Now friends, you can see that all the points lies on a single line but downward, left to right. So it is called the perfect negative correlation. If all the points on a scatter diagram lies on a single line, when all the points on a scatter diagram lies on a single line, downward direction from left to right, it is called perfect negative correlation. If all are in a single line, on a straight line, and down to upward, that it is called the perfect, and on the downward, it is called the negative perfect relation or perfect negative relation. Okay. If the points, all the points that are not on a straight line, but instead all the points are just near the points or near the lines, it is called the partial positive correlation. When all points on a scatter diagram are not on a straight line but just near the straight line, then it is called the partial positive correlation. On other side, if all the points are not on a single line but just near the line, then it is called the partial negative correlation. Okay. So friends, let's start with the practical sum. Open page number 83, exercise 2.2, question number 1. Okay friend, so we have 3 different methods to solve the question. Number 1, the scatter diagram method. Number 2, the Karl-Pearson method. And number 3, that is Spearman method. The method of scatter diagram is not helpful because it will not ask in a board examination. So in this video and the next further videos, we will discuss only about the Karl-Pearson method and the method of Spearman. So we have the values. There is x-axis from 117 different values are given. On the y, variable, sorry, it is x variable and it is y variable, the different values are given. How to start the sum? First of all, we need to find the value of x bar and y bar. The formula of x bar is equal to sigma x upon n, and the value of y bar is equal to sigma y upon n. For that, we need to summarize all the values. So from 170 to 164, okay, it will be 1169, and the sum of the y variable, that is 1176. Okay, I already did that to save our time. Now my friend, the sum of sigma x, that is 1169, and the total numbers or the total variables given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we'll divide by 7 and we'll get 1169 divided by 7, 167. Sigma y, the sum of y variable, that is 1176, 1176 divided by 7, 1176 divided by 7, we'll get 168. So it is the value of x bar and this is the value of y bar. Now the remaining columns are x minus x bar, y minus y bar, x minus x bar, y minus y bar, the product of both of them, then x minus x bar square, y minus y bar square. X minus x bar, the value of x is given, right, and the value of x bar, that is 167. So we will deduct 167 from all the values of x. We will deduct 167, that is x bar, from all the values of x variable. So 170 minus 167, that is 3. 169 minus 167, 2. 168 minus 167, 1. 0, minus 1, minus 2, and finally minus 3. The sum of x minus x bar and the sum of y minus y bar are always be 0. Okay, so the value of y bar, that is 168. We will deduct 168 from the all values of y variable. So 172 minus 168, before 168 minus 168, 0. 170 minus 168, 2. 168 minus 168, 0. 165 minus 168, minus 3, minus 1, and finally minus 2. So 3 plus 2 plus 1, that is 6, and 4 plus 2, 6. 6 minus 6 will be 0. Now the product of these two columns, x minus x bar, y minus y bar. So 3 4s are 12, 0, 1 2s are 2, 0, 3 1s are 3, minus minus plus, 2 1s are 2, minus minus plus, and 3 2s are 6, minus minus plus. So 12 plus 2, 14 plus 3, 17 plus 2, 19 plus 6, that is 25. Now the square of x minus x bar column, the square of x minus x bar column. So this is the column x minus x bar. The square of 3, 9, square of 2, 4, then 1, then 0, then 1, then 4, and 9. 9 plus 1, 10 plus 4, 40, 14 2s are 28. Finally, the square of y minus y bar, square of y minus y bar. So square of 4, 16, 0, square of 2, 4, 0, square of 3, 9, 1, and finally 4. So 16 plus 4, 20, and 10, 30 with 34. Now let's apply the formula, that is R sigma x minus x bar y minus y bar upon sigma x minus x bar square into sigma y minus y bar square. Sigma is the sum of what? X minus x bar and y minus y bar. The sum of x minus x bar and y minus y bar, that is 25, divided by the sum of x minus x bar square. The sum of x minus x bar square, that is under root 28, and sum of y minus y bar square, that is 34. Now, the square root of 28. Now, the square root of 28, 5.29, and square root of 34, 5.83. Finally, 25 divided by the product of 5.29 into 5.83, that is 30.84. Now the final value will be 25 divided by 30.84, 0.81. So it is the final value, the correlation between variable x and y is 0.81.